Hey everybody, here I am with my review of Bound for Glory from TNA. Sorry there's no Hell in a Cell review. I had one, I really liked it. YouTube for some reason wouldn't post it, so blame them. Whatever. Going right into it. Tag team title match. Motor City Machine Guns defeated Generation Me. This is developing into a hell of a rivalry. It's also kind of proving to me that they're treating this rivalry the way WWE used to treat the Hardy Boys. They belong in the main event, but they get everybody going. So they are the first match out of the blocks. I like what's going on with Generation Me. They're showing some real good heel promise. Their double teaming is amazing. The slingshot into the shooting star press combination was particularly amazing. Like I said last month, they're not going to win the titles just yet because everybody loves the titles being on the Motor City Machine Guns, but I don't know, I'd love to see them get it sooner or later, or throw Ink into the mix. Next up you had Four Corners match for the Knockout title with Mickie James as the referee, which was the best part of the match for me. This is another case of WWE drops the ball, TNA picks it up and goes for a slam dunk. Mickie James should never have been fired from WWE. Mickie James was part of the last two good Diva rivalries in WWE before it went completely to shit, which was with Melina and going back even farther with Trish Stratus. I don't know why they made it a Four Corners match with the beautiful people just getting back together and Tara and Madison Rayne just forming their team. It doesn't make much sense, but Tara did win, kind of screwing over Madison Rayne in the process, but at least somebody who deserves to be a diva, a knockout champion is the knockout champion. Kind of a controversial ending. Madison Rayne tried to get in Mickie James's face, which means I'm pretty sure they will have a rivalry right off the bat, and that will be Mickie James's first rivalry in TNA, which I think will be amazing, because Madison Rayne is a psychotic heel, which I love, and everybody loves Mickie James. I look forward to seeing that very much, whether there's a title on the line or not. X Division title, Jay Lethal versus Doug Williams. I don't know why this was here. This is supposed to be TNA's WrestleMania, and the whole Doug Williams fighting for the X Division title, even though he's not an X Division guy. Angle is done to death. We all know he does ground wrestling while the other guy high flies. He tries one high flying move, he fails, the match is over. Should not have been there. Monsters Ball, Rob Van Dam versus Abyss was also a letdown. Hard. All we heard for the past little while was 10, 10, 10, 10, 10, 10. Rob Van Dam beat the shit out of Abyss, and we did not find out who they were. For a Monsters Ball, for a hardcore, for a no holds barred, for however else you want to call a match with no rules, this was not anything spectacular. They had all the typical stuff. They had, the chairs and the tables and the barbed wire and whatnot. One really good bump with RVD falling head only through a board of barbed wire, which was well played. I will give him that. But RVD should be doing better things, and Abyss needs to kind of go away for a while. Handicap match, Sting, Nash, and the Pope versus Samoa Joe and Jeff Jarrett. They had this match last month without the Pope, and I thought it was Samoa Joe being drug into a tag team match with oldies that don't really have anywhere else to be, and now they dragged the Pope into it too. A couple minutes into the match, Jeff Jarrett walks out on Joe, everybody boos. Some people had already predicted it, I didn't want to believe it, but there it is. So Joe gets owned 3-on-1. Everybody boos Sting, Nash, and Pope out of the building. Whatever makes Joe look like a tool on a big pay-per-view, which has been happening a lot, which is really, really, really shitty. Team 3D came out, announced they were retiring. They want one shot at the Guns before they retire. I really want to see this, because every time before that they had a rivalry with the Guns, Team 3D was always made out to look like dicks, which kind of sucked. But, they didn't say when or where the match was going to be. Hopefully it's, recent, so we're not waiting like a year. We don't want them to become the Undertaker or the Hulk Hogan of the tag team division, where they disappear for a year and come back for their retirement match. Yeah. Oh, I forgot to mention entirely, Ink versus Eric Young and Orlando Jordan also didn't belong on this card. Ink, definitely an awesome team. They could have had a decent match with somebody, even if they had a match with 3D for the hell of it. Eric Young and Orlando Jordan is a joke. The whole storyline with Eric Young getting hit in the head, and now he's an idiot and Orlando Jordan being gay or bisexual or whatever and creeping the hell out of everybody and trying to be TNA's version of Goldust. Putting the two of them together is just it's wrong and weird, and both of their careers are going to go down the toilet, which is sad because I really like Eric Young developing a respect for Orlando Jordan. That being said, awesome wrestling from Ink Inc. Like I said before, they could have been thrown in with the tag team title match and it wouldn't have hurt my feelings at all. But if they're supposed to be getting a push right now, they just got flopped on the biggest pay-per-view of the year, which was kind of retarded. Lethal Lockdown, EV2 versus Fortune. Didn't know what to expect from this match, because the older guys in EV2 were going to be slower, the younger guys in Fortune were going to be faster. The Fortune guys were always going to have the advantage because of, good storytelling, good ring psychology, match booking psychology, whatever you want to call it. They always had the advantage, and then EV2 would come in to even it up. And then you bring the weapons down, and as soon as the weapons come down and you have that many people in a confined space, it's just a brawl that's amusing to watch more than anything else. You've got your one token high-flying move on the top. You got people getting thrown into the cage. You got people being thrown through the door, out of the cage breaking, all the stuff you typically expect to see in a cage match. Amusing, for lack of a better term, was Brian Kendrick showing up on top of the cage to help EV2, because he's been helping them out, and he's all super nutbar crazy guy, comes in, helps them, and then for the rest of the match he's meditating on the roof of the cage. I don't get it, but I love it in some kind of way. I want to see him get a next division title shot soon, though. With or without EV2's help, Kendrick needs to get a push. He deserves it. I kind of equate him with The Miz over in WWE, where he's been whacked out for so long that if he got a really good push, would it be believable? For me, absolutely. EV2 won the match suddenly, randomly, out of nowhere. Tommy Dreamer hit the Dreamer Driver on, I can't even think of who off the top of my head. That's how random it was, but in the midst of everybody sort of fighting everybody, somebody finally hits a move, and that's the one that counts, and the match is over, which is why it was scattered and not very well done. I kind of expected more, but I'm not surprised that I didn't get it. Main event, Jeff Hardy, Kurt Angle, and Mr. Anderson. I don't like triple threat matches, first of all, I'm sorry. At a WrestleMania or Bound for Glory level main event, I want to see a straight up one-on-one match. None of this triple threat, no DQ, da-da-da-da-da, there's going to be bullshit. That being said, they were putting on a good match, and they were putting on an amazing match until we got to a point in the match where Anderson and Angle were both down, and Bischoff came in for no particular reason to interrupt the match. Followed shortly by Hogan on crutches because he's had back surgery and he's hobbly and da-da-da-da-da-da. Hardy takes a crutch, Bischoff takes a crutch, and they beat the hell out of Anderson and Angle, and everybody's like, what the F? So the afterthought now is Hardy hits the Twist of Fate, wins the match, he's the new champion. Out comes Jeff Jarrett. Out comes Abyss. Out comes the fact that they, the 10-10-10, whatever, are the sum total of Jeff Hardy, Jeff Jarrett, Hogan, Bischoff, and Abyss. What the hell? TNA writers, what the hell? Really? You put the names of TNA in a hat and drew out 5 to put this group together. That's the only way this makes any sense. Nobody's going to believe Jeff Hardy is a heel. They tried it in WWE. It didn't work. So they quickly made him a face again and made his brother a heel, because that was a lot more believable. This better not last long. This is going to cut his ties with everybody that the wrestling world knows is his good buddies, like Shannon Moore, like Rob Van Dam and all that. It's political crap. It's not even drama with guys that are actually wrestling. it's Bischoff, it's Hogan, it's all a bunch of head office crap, like when the McMahons were constantly in the storyline in WWE. You want your rivalries to be with your wrestlers. That's what I want to see. That's what everybody wants to see. You want an enemy that you can hit back. To give you an idea of how bad I think this is going to be, I saw this happen. I saw this coming together at the end of the pay-per-view while I'm in my what the fuck are they doing state. The first immediate thing I could think of for all you long-term wrestling fans, who remembers the corporate ministry? Yeah, that's how bad I think this is going to be. But I don't know, they've got to be setting up for some kind of big war of factions. Like, on one side you're going to have Nash, Sting, Pope, Joe, RVD, Anderson, Angle, and whoever else was pissed off by this. Like, this is just the people that I listed on my whiteboard when all this shit happened, because I couldn't believe what the hell was going on. On the other side you're going to have Hardy, Jarrett, Abyss. Hogan will magically heal and be able to wrestle again. Bischoff will try to wrestle like he did in WCW. I don't know. I mean, it kind of makes sense, because you had the rivalry with Nash and Sting and Jarrett on one side, and you had the whole Abyss 10-10-10 thing on the other side, and you wondered why all these different stories were going on, and it did all tie together so that it is all one cohesive story, but it's a matter of why. And if this is going to dominate the entire TNA show, things like the great match that the Guns and Generation Me had are going to fall by the wayside. The short steps and long steps that the Knockout division take are going to fall by the wayside. The X division, as much as I hate to say it, all the X division guys are involved in big storylines, so there isn't even much of an X division right now. The tag team division, what's going to happen to that if all of our energy is going to be put into whatever the hell they do with this? And I don't know. EV2, Fortune, that's another thing that needs to die. Fortune, all the guys in Fortune need to move on and move forward, and maybe even ditch Flair, because all the guys in Fortune I would love to see succeed, just not as that group for that reason. And EV2 guys, other than maybe Rhino, the rest of you need to go. The rest of you, I don't know. We'll see what happens. Yeah. I've been Spaz. Subscription button somewhere up there. Please tell your friends. I'm sorry I was late. I'm sorry there's no Hell in the Cell. I owe you guys better, and I'm going to try. Bye.